everyone, it's Morphin Mania time. I am Captain Logan. Sitting next to me is my son Jason.
Hey.
And all the way over there, many, many states away, it's DJ.
Hey guys.
How's it going, DJ?
Going great. Going great.
Good to see you, buddy. We are broadcasting live as always. We're going to be watching 2 episodes of Power Rangers today. We're going to start with Peace, Love, and Woe, which bizarrely I have done commentaries on twice before. So this will be the 3rd time I've done a commentary on this particular episode, and it will be Jason's second. Jason and I, back when we did Go Go Cap and Jason, we were picking random episodes, and this was a random episode that I picked from Mighty Morphin. And because we are, and because Eric and I started doing Morphin Mania together, and DJ and I ended up having to start this over, he and I got this far and also did a commentary on this that is still on Patreon, but nowhere else. So yeah, 3rd time. So you guys fill in a little bit, because I've said everything there I possibly could have to say about Peace, Love, and Woe. Whoa. So if you're watching live, thanks a bunch for being here, folks. We are recording this Halloween night of all times. DJ and I are so committed, we decided to even shoot this on a holiday, and I imagine we won't have as many people tonight because of that. As far as the live stream goes, of course, you guys watching this after the fact, it will be I want to say a Tuesday in 2019, and it will be very far away from Halloween. You guys will have just gotten finished with Christmas and New Year's, and we'll be talking about Halloween. But I don't think we have any actual Halloween content on Power Rangers tonight. So a really odd time to be doing these commentaries. You'd think if you're joining us in the moment, you'd think maybe we would be doing something Halloween related tonight, but we're going in order. So we're not. Yeah, I know. Wrapping Pumpkin would be wonderful, but we're not shooting things out of order. So once we get to that, we'll be like, just pretend like it's still Halloween. But I do see a few folks in the comments there. Thanks a bunch for hanging out with us, guys.
My graphic.
Sure appreciate it. We like to shoot this in front of a live internet audience, so thanks a lot for being our audience. If you're watching this live, make sure to go to the Rabbit Room in the description, and you can watch this right along with us. I want to mention, guys, that my internet was running kind of sluggish when I started tonight. There's David Crabtree. A lot of folks are showing up now. My internet was running sluggish a little bit earlier, so bear with me. Hopefully we don't have technical difficulties tonight, but I don't know how well bandwidth is going to go and stuff. So anyway.
Have you before?
Have I before? Well, sure. It's Google and the internet, and we're running about 3 things at once. Yeah, we've had some slight glitches, but so far things have been going pretty well, honestly. I got bugs flying in front of me right now, DJ. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. Are you ready to get started, buddy?
All set. Let's do it.
Okay, Peace, Love, and Woe. Everybody get ready to press play. When I say now, if you're watching this at home and not while we're watching it, you get out your DVD, your Netflix, however you want to watch it, get a timestamp 0, and get ready to press play when I say now. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Now.
I don't know why I had such a lengthy preamble there, but it is time to conquer Earth.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, I know. I'll figure it out, Jason.
I can tell you what's happening.
Yeah, we'll just listen to DJ tell us what's happening in this episode. I mean, I have the title sequence pretty well memorized at this point.
Yeah, nothing you need to hear. Or see, really, since we've seen it 100 times.
Jason Cinematographic says hi.
Yep.
I can talk about some of the things I'm going to start counting. I have a list here.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
And I like to open it up to the live viewers. Suggest anything that you want us to count, and if we really like it, we'll start doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still kind of keeping my feelers out for stuff that we haven't gotten to yet. So far, a lot of just really kind of, standard formulaic episodes.
Yeah. So we said...
Jason Goldman, it is 0 then Turbo.
Yep. But anyway, go ahead, DJ.
We're doing cakes. We're doing amazing life-altering inventions that were unrecognized in their time. We're doing Evil Rangers. That's a good one. Reunion episodes, I want to start counting because they start doing those a lot later on, especially.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Here's a good one. Giving up / losing your powers.
Right.
That happens
No,
a
that's
lot.
good.
I want to count camera shakes when they're used for like earthquakes and other explosion effects.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that does happen somewhat frequently.
Evil laughs, which I think will be great, especially once we get to Jason David Frank. And then,
I mean, there's a lot of evil. I don't know if you want to count every time there's an evil. Maybe like new ones.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe just new evil laughs. Yeah.
And then this is a funny one. Identical ancestors happens a lot in Power Rangers.
That does happen a lot. Yeah. No, we should count that. I like that. That's great.
And then this one's for me because I think it'll be hilarious. Obvious stunt doubles, because I notice that all the time, and it's really funny, especially in the later seasons when they start getting actors instead of martial artists. So that's a few that I think that I'm going to start counting. I'm going to keep track on my side.
Maybe Rangers that wind up as multiple colors or generations.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Double dipping Rangers.
Jason Goldman, monsters that are immune to the Rangers' default weapons. Baron OKC, monster human friendships. That's pretty good. Because there's not a ton of those, but when it happens, it's kind of notable.
Got it. Oh.
Yeah, Billy's not interested in gaining feminine attention through bodily gyrations.
Oh, is this the one where he dances?
Yes, and it's the one where he gets a girlfriend. This is kind of the, I mean, I don't want to count these necessarily, but this is, I think, kind of the second time that he hits it off with a girl that we never see again, and they're actually kind of together at the end of this episode. And then nothing after that.
Never again.
Because, of course, he has to be attracted to a girl that's basically just the female version of him and talks just like him, and nobody else understands what she's saying. She just, spouts a lot of, like really technical jargon.
Oh, the saxophone music.
And elevator music, too. Thomas Edgehill, we are counting cake.
We are counting cakes.
7 Beetle of Doom, monsters as Rangers. Are there enough of those, and do you count putties when putties are Rangers?
Yeah.
So nobody's talking right now.
Well, what do you want to say, Jason?
I need to stop reading.
I'm done this episode, man. I've already done this twice.
Oh, so this is one of the ones where they have like this artifact that she curses.
So you'd think that's where we were going with this, and that's. Well, that's not really a thing that actually exists in real life, as far as I know, Jason. But it's basically just like a gifted program, but for babies.
But because
they graduated from the Baby Genius program. Haven't you seen this before, Jason? But anyway, no. You'd think that was going to be an artifact that we would like curse or do some kind of magical thing with, but it ends up just being the plot device, if memory serves, for Billy to realize that she's been captured. He'll find that later on.
Oh yeah, because she never goes anywhere without it. Is there some kind of party going on? What are all the balloons for? Did I miss something?
I think there was a party going on.
Always parties.
Or they're setting up for a party, maybe? David says she should also be wearing her own overalls. But see, that would have been going too far. That would have laid it on way too far.
Yeah. We don't want to be too off.
Baron OKC, how many times do they go straight to the Megazord?
I don't know.
Where, like, we don't even fight a monster or something first. We just immediately jump in a Megazord. I mean, that would only... Because you can't escalate a fight, right? That's the rule. So the only time that would happen is if a giant monster was attacking in the first place. Which does happen.
Yeah, like, I think sometimes they'll just use the footage from the end, like, from a couple different Sentais.
I think that's right, yeah. So there's Madame Woe. She was always one of the more memorable monsters for me. I think partly just because she was in the Sega Genesis fighting game, and there aren't very many monsters in that game. It's Goldar, and it's her, and it's, I think, the Minotaur, and there's a couple others.
Oh, okay.
I think the Minotaur.
That's interesting because I don't remember her. But I never played the first fighting game. I only played the movie version. I'm talking about I played the Megazord fighter and the movie version of the side scroller, but I never played
the side scroller. Yeah,
but
there was an actual straight up fighting game on Genesis. Yeah, that's mediocre. I've done videos on that.
I think I saw that. Kind of similar to the Ninja Turtle one, where it's pretty basic, just like punch, couple.
Yes, moves. There's not a lot of combos and things, but the special moves that are there are really hard to pull off.
Oh wow. But this is clear.
There's an evil laugh. I mean, really, do you want to count all, or do you just want to count the number of times the subtitles say evil laugh? we can do that. We had subtitled evil laughs.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking.
But then at that point, we're just counting what Netflix decided to write on its show. Like,
that's true. Because I was thinking more of like, you know how Tommy's got that really over the top, hilarious evil laugh. But it's right. Like, there's so many evil monsters. That's going to be a lot. We might not be able to do that one.
Yeah, this is the thing I ran into with counting Crypto Freaks, where I would start counting a thing and I'd be like, nah, there's too many, and B, you'd never catch them all.
Yeah, I didn't want to do such like the obvious stuff. Like, I don't want to do every time she says make your monster grow, because that's every episode, and like
yeah, of course.
You don't want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got to strike that balance where like it's a trope and it's a thing that happens too often, but not so much. Like where you should draw the line is drinking game. Like if you made it a drinking game and it killed you, that's going too far. You can't count those. If you'd be dead by alcohol content.
That's good.
And of course, Billy is dating a girl named Marge. That just strikes me as a real fitting.
Marge.
Marge.
At least it wasn't like Betty or something.
Just fine.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good thing that it wasn't like some kind of
Millie,
like counterpart name, the female Billy.
I'm looking forward to his fight because he's still at a point where he doesn't really fight yet. He just kind of like bumbles around. So
yeah,
I'm interested.
Which is fun. No, he always wins by accident, right?
Yeah.
He just flails around and he's like a putty, but he's on the side of good, so he wins. All right.
Eventually, he just starts fighting like everybody else.
Why are you just walking in there?
He makes a great point. I don't know why they don't just teleport there.
He just hit that one like it was a Zed putty.
Yeah, right in the middle. It didn't do anything, though. That's not real helpful.
That was cool. Nice scissor takedown. I like it.
Yeah, that was good. Trini always looks like she knows what she's doing.
Why was it just a barrel roll? A random barrel? Where do you get that from?
Do a barrel roll! David says that she doesn't look like a Marge. Cinematographic says, so Billy is dating a young Marge Simpson. Yeah, what other Marge have you ever heard of, ever? Besides Marge Simpson. See, this is going to sound like a horrible thing to say. No, she doesn't look like a Marge. That's the kind of name you have to grow into, you know? Maybe when she's in her 60s, she'll look like a Marge, but like, you have to grow into Marge. Can you imagine? And I'm not saying that you should like date or marry people based on their name. Like if you're really hitting it off with someone and they have like a real unfortunate name, whatever, like she seems nice enough. I get why Billy would date her. I like if I were Billy, I'd date her. Sure, her name is Marge, whatever. But can you imagine a like 6-month-old named Marge? You know, like baby Marge.
Maybe she went by like Mar or Mari. I don't know. That's hard to make.
Seven Beetle of Doom wants to know if Power/Rangers is better acted and written than Titans. I mean, that's about on par. They're trying to accomplish similar things, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen Titans. I did see Power/Rangers, but we can talk about that maybe after Jason goes.
Oh, are we going to do a commentary on Power/Rangers? That would be wild.
That would be crazy.
We could do that. Jason won't be on that one, but we could do that.
Interesting.
Power/Rangers was a fan film that was kind of a professional fan film done by people in the industry. Real quick, once again, here's Zordon knowing everything about this monster, but I think this is one that they grabbed up that already existed. And one of our first big alternate dimension thing. Do you want to count those? You want to count pocket dimensions? I don't know if that's a thing we do much after Mighty Morphin. That's the thing, too, is we're going to have the same problem I do with counting Crypto Freaks, where eventually it turns into a different show, and there won't be the same things to count.
Yeah, that's why I try to keep them pretty generic.
To things that would be in, like, 18 seasons.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jason, yeah, it was trying to conceptualize Power Rangers as a really mature adult thing. And the premise was, what if we made what like kids thought they wanted from Power Rangers, like a really hard rated R thing, or what like adults who grew up with Power Rangers would want it to be. And I don't think they really succeeded at that, but that's what they thought they were making. David says if we do Power/Rangers, we got to do a commentary on the 2017 film. We have plans for that, actually.
Yeah,
we are definitely doing that. We may do. I'm sorry, what were you saying, David? Or what were you saying, DJ?
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Well, I guess that's announced now. We just kind of let the cat out of the bag.
Were we saving that? Was that a secret?
I don't know. We just hadn't mentioned it yet, and we just.
How am I saying we're going to do that? I mean, with Manias in the past, we've tried to do as much of everything as we can with things. This, of course, we're just not going to have enough time in the year to do every single episode of Power Rangers. But we are, if we can make the stream happen, we're probably going to go back to Turbo. Much to my chagrin, I don't want to do that movie, but we probably will. And even though I've done a commentary on it before, we may go back to the 1995 movie also, just because I'm sure they'll be interested in that. And it'll be fun for us to watch together, DJ.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while. That'll be great. Long time, actually.
We're just making this up as we go along, you guys. Don't expect professionalism on this show. You're not going to get it. That's not, it's just not what we're doing here. I don't know why we don't immediately just hit her in the forehead. Just right away, you should be like, that must be the source of her interdimensional powers. Hit her in the forehead. But we always treat things like that as like genius ideas that someone finally comes up with. Like it's difficult to figure that out.
Well, it's like Bane in Dark Knight Rises, even.
How so?
Like, that's how he beats him in the final fight. He just punches the mask off.
Oh, yeah. No, that's right. Well, I had that with... No, that's absolutely right. I had that with that movie, too, where I was like, why didn't you just start wailing on his mouth apparatus in the first place?
They just use all their coins to just teleport Billy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, yeah. So it was like, we have to combine all of our powers, and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out the way you think it is, the way they're talking about it. Like, it's just one person with all the power. That's not what it sounded like they were talking about. But then that's what they end up doing.
Like the end of Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Just to teleport. I mean, like.
Yes, exactly like just like that. DJ is just rocking the analogies tonight. He is figuring out the comparisons.
I'm trying to speak to our audience. Trying to speak to the super audience.
You know, when you do it as long as I have too, DJ, you'll get to a point where you only think in superhero movie metaphors and you won't be able to think of anything else. Like, people will ask you things about favorite movies and stuff, and you just will not be able to think of other genres. It will not come to you.
That's like people who
we're not doing Turbo.
No, we are doing Turbo. Well, we're not going to do the entire series. We're going to try to do a week of each series that we're not getting to, and we're also going to do the Turbo movie probably.
Okay. Oh, yay. I want to be on my favorite episode.
The Turbo?
Yeah.
We'll let you pick all the Turbo episodes, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no input. I want to do at least one with the Phantom Ranger, though. I do like him.
Okay, sure.
He's kind of cool.
And we can talk about Demetria and how she only talks in questions until she stops doing that unceremoniously.
Hey, I was looking into the foot soldiers after we talked about that with Eric the other day. And is it true that the Piranha drones or whatever they're called, they're completely American created?
See, now DJ is also calling them foot soldiers. Look, maybe Power Ranger fans do that, but we had not heard that before Vax said that last time, okay? So, I mean, DJ's trying to sound like a real Power Ranger fan. I'm not going to do it, okay? They're potties. I'm sorry, what are you saying?
But I think the Jason, are they in the show?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, because I looked it up on like a site and it said that they were completely American made because the Japanese version was like those pirate suit, those pirate guys in tights.
Yeah, but isn't that like the Tangas too? I think that was ours also.
Yes, I do like.
They were probably just used to doing all the putty fights, in America, so they didn't feel the need to use something they made over there because most of those fights are out of costume anyway. So you gotta shoot all that yourself as it is.
Yeah, I do really like the Piranha drones a lot better than those stupid pirate guys. By the way.
Yeah, cool. No, absolutely.
Oh, here we go.
Those are great disguises. No one will know who you are, Bulk and Skull, based on your personalities and all the nonsense you've pulled before.
Doesn't he just like do like gymnastic stuff when he goes up to dance? If I remember this correctly.
Yeah, and like as always, he's going to be suddenly great at a thing he couldn't do before. He's going to just be the best there ever was. And I think he's going to dance in like crazy fast motion and stuff too.
Oh no.
If memory serves.
That's what I do at dances. I can't dance, but I can do flips, and people think I can dance just because I do a flip. So I'll just do that instead.
That's funny. So does anybody buy that Marge would like grab onto the Blue Ranger as her favorite just because that's who Billy is, even though she doesn't know that Billy's the Blue Ranger? Like, you couldn't tell any of them apart, like personality wise or how they fight or anything once they're in costume.
Well, she's wearing all blue. It's just like us.
She's like,
kids.
He's so gallant because it's my favorite color.
That's what we did as kids. I like the Blue
He's
Ranger.
so brave and gallant, and yeah, she's a little bit older than I was when I was doing that. So this is that we're gonna have to count this cake, and this is that episode I was talking about before, where Bulk for whatever reason looks really, really young in that shot in particular. But anyway, this is that place that I was talking about before, where he's gonna be, where Ernie is gonna be like obsessed with getting money for that cake. And then earlier in the first episode, they like his ceiling gets busted and he's fine with that.
Yeah.
He's not so worried about that. Mom, I thought this was Power Rangers, not Family Guy. That's pretty funny. Hi, Rockman. Happy Halloween to you as well. Once again, we are shooting this on Halloween, but it will officially air just a week and a half into 2017.
Big fan, Rockman. Big fan. Season 3. Who reviews the reviewers?
Yeah.
Top notch.
He was in the top 3.
Dance like that.
Yeah.
That's not how you're supposed to. Jason is a dancer. Jason's going to tell us everything that's wrong with what
Jason,
doing right now.
Tell us. What is
everything? They're not dancing. They're just walking around. They're just going.
So there you go. There was Madame Woe. We barely talked about the Madame Woe part of Madame Woe, but
she has a diamond on her
head.
Really cool and she makes other dimensions and she throws people into them. But you're not as trapped as you thought you were. She was actually a lot easier to beat than she should have been. And we didn't talk about this, but they make a big deal out of how much power it will take to stop her. And they make her sound way more powerful than she ends up being.
Did she come back?
Did we not even go to Megazord?
Nope, that was a non-Megazord episode. Maybe that was the episode that Eric was talking about when he was a kid and he was upset that they didn't use the Megazord.
That's funny. But no, she's cool. Really cool. Obviously Japanese-inspired design. I liked it.
I didn't think of that. Isn't that weird that she was in that fighting game, but there was no Megazord? Although I guess she's not a character that you can fight against well, maybe you can. I forget. I think in that game all the monsters can go up against Megazords. And also Rangers, but I can't remember. Some things can go against certain things, but other things can't. And you can pick a Ranger fight or a Megazord fight, but if you pick a Ranger fight, you're always on a bridge. There's like 5 other locations for the Megazord fights, but if you're a Ranger, if it's a Ranger fight, you must be on a bridge.
Should have been a park. It's interesting that they put that much thought into it. I feel like developers would have just been like, just let them fight anywhere. Like, that's actually that they put that much thought into it is interesting.
Yeah, and you can fight on the moon with the palace in the background.
Oh, that's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, we'll have to play that if I ever come visit. That sounds fun. I mean,
we will.
It doesn't sound great, but it sounds fun enough.
No, if you ever we should play all the Power Ranger games.
Even my game.
We're gonna try to. Yeah. DJ sent me games for the show that Eric and I were gonna make, and now DJ is the regular co-host on the show.
Oh yeah, I sent you two. What other one did I send you?
I can't remember. I don't remember right off. Was it Lightspeed Rescue? Time Force on PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Cinegraphic says Rangers on a bridge. Why? It's supposed to be like one of those like big city shots, I guess. But yeah, I don't know why it's on a bridge. It's like it looks like almost like a Brooklyn Bridge kind of thing, but more Japanesey. Okay, so folks, we're going to go ahead and go on right now to our next episode, which is Foul Play in the Sky, where we get to see Kimberly learn how to fly airplane. And I'm going to bring up Eric's complaint about this episode and see what DJ thinks about it. And if DJ agrees, this is another one that Eric and I did a commentary on that is not airing proper on the channel now since we've had to start over. Jason, are you excited to watch
I've never seen this episode.
Bulk and Skull in an airplane? It's Bulk and Skull on an airplane.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is
with Kimberly's
it a
uncle.
Toy airplane?
No, it's not a toy airplane. It's an airplane.
When like, it's like, it looks like the monster. Like the monster is big, but it's actually just.
No, I don't think there's a monster
like
against this airplane. Let's just watch it.
Toy.
We just watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and just watch it. All right. Everyone, let's get into it. Everybody, please press play. It's episode 14 of season 1. Let's jump right into it. Everybody, please press play right now.
No.
Thanks, kid. She should do like Coke commercials. You know? Like or like Diet Coke, like just for the taste of it, Diet Coke, and then Rita Repulsa shows up and goes,
That should be a fan edit. You should put that on the channel.
I should. That sounds like fun. I'd love to just make a bunch of Diet Coke commercials. You know, for any of us left that remember that Alfred Michael Goff Diet Coke commercial. Cinegraphic, Bulk and Skull on a plane, rated E for everyone. Would not be the dumbest Power Rangers game, I don't think.
What kind of game would that be?
There are some not great ones. The Zeo racing game is awful.
Oh, really? I've never played that.
Yep. There's a Super Nintendo Zeo racer that's like a kart racer.
Aren't they just
even
like
when I was a
like
kid and
tiny bodies?
How do you screw it up? You
I don't
know?
know.
And it was bad. I mean, even as a kid, I didn't like that game. And I thought if games weren't good, it was on me. I thought I just didn't know how to play them. That game was terrible, and I knew it then.
Weird.
What system was it on?
David
The Super
Crockett.
Nintendo. Yeah. So Kimberly has an uncle Uncle Steve. It's her Uncle Steve. I have an Uncle Steve. Take her out flying.
I have an Uncle Steve. But what?
I think that's my Uncle Steve.
Great uncle.
What?
Oh, he's wearing black.
What?
Black and blue.
Yeah. Does he have any red at all?
Not that.
He's got a shirt in his back pocket. Or is that a towel?
They had to give him a red towel.
Okay, so here's Angela, frickin' Angela. So I'm just gonna go on record right now, and I talked about this in the rewind. I don't like Angela. She is obnoxious and constantly playing hard to get when she could just tell Zach like she's not interested, but she kind of leads him on. And then when they finally start getting together later on, she's just awful to him. Yeah. She has this just real entitled, irritating attitude. I don't like her. And I don't know what Zach sees in her. And I don't know why that's kind of the one running thread in this season. It just keeps coming back.
Oh, really? She comes back. It's not like the Billy thing.
No, she comes back repeatedly. Like I said, they will actually get together toward the end of the season.
Man. That stinks because he's one of my favorites. He's such a nice guy.
Rockman says, so Spawn did Angela better than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yes. Well, I like Spawn Angela.
Why did that say cola, but it was purple?
Squad with his cola. It must be purple cola. Maybe it was Shasta. Maybe it was grape Shasta.
I love that he has multiple versions of this shirt in different colors. He was just wearing like a peach one last episode. Now he's wearing a purple one.
He's got at least two. We keep talking about that. But there are not a bunch of different colors of the X marks the spot in spray paint shirt. David asks if we think Uncle Steve was flying the plane during the skydiving scene at the beginning of the 95 movie. No, I don't know. See, that was a different actor playing Steve, because we do see him for a second, because he's complaining that Bulk and Skull won't hurry up and jump out of the plane. He goes, we're gonna run out of fuel. Cinematograph says, well, you can't watch a Warner Brothers movie without a Warner Brothers ball cap. That's right. That's right. You can't. So, so Steve does not immediately get the hint about Bulk and Skull. Oh, these are your friends. Let's take them up with us. Can't he tell? Can't he get the hint? She doesn't like them.
Yeah.
Kimberly, your friends are welcome to it. No, they're obviously not her friends. I mean, he's a really nice guy, but kind of oblivious. A little dense, that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Bulk and Skull aren't funny.
I just think maybe that's when Steve should have like questioned his choice there. I don't know. Maybe if they can't even get in the airplane, I don't want to take them up.
Yeah, they might be a hazard in the sky.
They're going to be a bit of a liability.
Have you ever seen It's a Mad, 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 Mad World?
I haven't.
There's a scene with two guys in a plane that I could see Bulk and Skull just being in that scene the entire time. It's a long scene, too, where they're just flying and flying and flying around trying to land, and they can't land.
Speaking of long scenes, we are really taking our time with this, right? Where it's like, isn't it a really big deal that this show had the budget to get a small, like, 4-seater plane and take off from an airport? And
I just saw Kimberly.
Almost like we just didn't have enough Sentai footage for this episode, and we were gonna have to actually make a lot of our own stuff. What do we do?
Yeah, this is all our stuff so far, and it's pretty boring.
Yep. It's a little boring. When I was a kid, around the time this episode came out, I got to go up in an airplane for the first time, and it was a little like 2 or 4-seater like this.
Oh, cool.
There was a guy who went to the church we went to when I was a kid who was a pilot, and we went to an air show, and he took me up in his plane at the end of the air show. It was really cool.
Oh, wow.
And I always think about this episode, or I always think about that when I see this episode. Because for whatever reason, I have ended up sitting through some of these episodes 4 or 5 times.
I thought we switched to the new Goldar, but it's still the old one, but he sounds a little more like the new one. Is that the new one?
I think this is the new one, and he just hasn't quite gotten his footing on it yet.
Yeah, because that's
definitely him. He's not as grovelly as he is later. He's still somewhere in between, but you will hear us go back to the other Goldar voice.
Weird. Maybe Goldar ruined his voice, and that's why he's so grovelly in the later season.
He kept smoking, and now he sounds like that.
I just saw Kimberly's communicator again. That's such a cool design. Like, I still want one of those.
It's awesome. I still really want one. The legacy communicators are great. They're very expensive. I had a chance to get one at a Barnes & Noble once for as little as $80, and I wish I'd gone for that because I can't get one for less than $125 now.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about getting one, but that's crazy.
They're really expensive. And what's irritating is they keep making San Diego Comic-Con exclusive legacy things, and they make so few of those that if you can get your hands on them, they're always insanely expensive. So and for whatever reason, at least 2 of those things are Gold Ranger things, and of course, Gold Ranger is my favorite. So I would love all the legacy Gold Ranger stuff. The legacy Gold Ranger staff I can get right now for about $125, and I'm going to try to do that in the not too distant future. But the legacy Gold Ranger communicator, $500 if you can get your hands on it.
Whew.
And that's insane. And of course, I'm never going to do that, so I'm never going to have one. And there's a Gold Ranger Morpher that I think is that high too.
Man. Your only chance is if someone who doesn't know what they have sells it for
The only chance, and that is not likely to ever happen, because if you got your hands on that, it would be because you knew about it.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like, it would have to be like somebody's wife or mom or something that sold all their stuff. This is the only way it would happen.
That's a bummer.
Wait, he says one snizzard coming up. Can he make like 2 snizzards?
Yeah, and if he could, why doesn't he?
That's a good point.
We don't have any sense of, we don't have any sense of like limited resources or anything. I don't know why. We've talked about this before, but why do they send one monster at a time? Okay, so Kimberly is gonna try to fly this airplane, and here in a little bit she's gonna need Zordon to or Alpha, I guess, to help teach her how to fly a plane. Alpha's gonna look up things. He's basically it's gonna be like the Matrix, and he's gonna look it up, and he's gonna tell her how to fly it. I guess if it was like the Matrix, he'd like download her with it. Anyway, so
man,
Eric's big question was, if she can fly a pterodactyl Zord, why can't she fly an airplane? And my answer was twofold. I don't think that's a fair criticism. I really don't. I don't think he's right about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's right about it. I think they're too, like, it's funny. I get why he's saying that.
Yeah.
But I think he legitimately thought that was a problem. He's like, no, that's got to be less complicated. Two things. A, completely different ball game. Now, because she does fly a thing, you'd think at least maybe that would come up, right? Where it's like, well, I can fly a pterodactyl Zord, I should be able to do this. Maybe it would be cool if she was a little bit overconfident at first. You're like, I can do this. And it's like, oh, it's completely different. I don't know what I'm doing. But secondly, there are a lot of reasons to assume that when you morph, and some shows just come right out and tell us this, but that when you morph, you have all the knowledge built into your suit, and that's part of the powers of being a Power Ranger. Is it like she didn't have to be taught how to fly a pterodactyl Zord. She knows how to do it when she's morphed, because that's part of the power set.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well set up in the show, that all of them can fight automatically when they morph. They always
David
know
says, obviously the Zord has a much better user-friendly interface. Yeah, exactly. It's probably just a stick, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
This is part of Rita's plan. And it is. Like, Squat just went down to mess up the plane. I just don't know why she doesn't have more forethought to do maybe like something like this, but to a lot of the rest of the Rangers, so that it's not just one that's out of commission. And that's always arbitrary too, right? Where it's like, oh no, we're losing. We need the one last Ranger to give us enough power and ability or whatever to solve a problem. Where it's like, well, what if you have 5 Rangers, but you would need 6 to solve this problem, but you don't even have a 6th Ranger. You only have 5.
Gotta wait till episode 15 or 17.
Oh yeah, Baron KC said that. OKC said the same thing I did before I said it. That it's part of her power to know Zord. The power part of Power Rangers is very, very arbitrary. We can do whatever the script says we can. That's why I like later shows that give us actual specific powers for different Rangers.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Morphin
Storm
guys.
and Dino Thunder and that.
Jason, you haven't said a whole lot. You said you've never seen this one.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason's actually seen all of these, but he's young enough and he watched the show early enough that he doesn't remember it. But so you haven't watched this in recent memory.
Why are the Easter Island heads behind them?
Because of whatever was going on in the Sentai. So that's hilarious. Why are those in Angel Grove?
Angel Grove is the most diverse city in the entire world.
It really is. They don't just have a Chinatown. They have everything town. They have a Taiwan town, and they have they have a Croatia town, and they have everything.
Have you seen the new like excavation that they've done of those, where there's actually like a body underneath the surface of the ground? It's really cool. Look into that, kids.
Grim Death Griffin says, I thought it was funny how frequently they would have to go and buy morphers from toy stores to use in scenes on the show. I've heard of that happening in one show. It was more recent. No. I think Time Force did that. like confirmed for sure. Maybe it was signed for. Eric told me about that. That they would break their morphers and the toys looked like the ones that are in the show. They were basically screen worthy. So that's part of why those morphers got more expensive, because people thought of them like screen used props, where it's like they're the exact models they were using on the show. So they got more. So they were worth more.
Do you have a lot of morphers? I don't have any.
No, I have the Brachiomorpher, which I bought at Morphicon because I was cosplaying as Tommy from that show. That cost me $50. Those are not cheap.
I was lucky they had it though.
Some plastic thing. Like...
Yeah, and I didn't even, and I got it at a discount. It's worth more than that, or maybe I spent $40. I forget, but I didn't even get the key with it.
Oh yeah,
I've got mine sans key just because I wanted to wear it. But and then we've got the Legacy Mighty Morphin Morpher with the 5 coins.
No.
Or no, we've got the Dragon Sword and the White Ranger one, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we have? Okay. I bought that for Jason years ago.
I like to get one of those.
Jason Goldman says, whose Zord is Q-Rex again? That is Eric from Time Force, who is the
Quantum Ranger.
Quantum Ranger?
Yeah.
Or something?
The Quantum Ranger, yeah.
That's right.
Quantum Ranger, yeah, Quantum.
That's what the Q is for.
That's why it's the Q-Rex.
Yeah, there you go. That's why it's not the Z-Rex like you thought before. You could speak up a little bit, buddy.
Okay.
I know you're wearing headphones and you can't tell, but you're hard to hear right now.
Okay.
Ciro says he's got a Go Buster Morpher. That's pretty cool. That's the Sentai that Beast Morphers is going to pull from. So that was from a couple of years ago, and we didn't think, actually 3 or 4 now, and we didn't think that we were going to get an adaptation of that, and that's what they're doing for the next season.
Oh, interesting. We're going backwards.
We're going backwards, yeah.
Because I know we missed a couple because they've been doing the double seasons.
And that one has kind of leathery suits. They're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it's pretty
he
neat.
has a...
I'm really excited about that show. I want to be excited about that show. I'm sure I'll watch the first episode and think it has really great potential, and then it will just be kind of dull and not have the spark like the rest of the Neo Saban era has. But maybe we'll get, like, maybe now that Hasbro has it, something will change. Who knows?
Z-Rex is the cannon from Dino Thunder, yes.
For the last 2 weeks, Jason has just been killing himself trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Thomas Edgeshill, why doesn't he tell her how to land? Because it's more dramatic if she has to figure that part out by herself. You know, the most difficult thing about flying an airplane.
No, he does. I think.
And then he wakes up right after.
Really, yeah. No, this is a pretty dull episode, honestly.
Yeah, it's a very Kimberly-centric episode. Like, usually they're a little bit... They have one main character, but that was, like, all Kimberly.
Yep. Yeah, we hardly saw our other characters except for in the command center, yeah?
Yeah. Wait, didn't we introduce Angela in this episode? That was weird.
Yeah. Yes, we did. That's probably why they did that, where it's like, no, we haven't. Oh, I guess she had that thing in the juice bar at the beginning. But we usually open episodes like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good call. They're probably like, oh, we don't want people to think that we forgot about our other characters.
It's a fire truck. Oh,
that's
yeah,
an ambulance.
The ambulance would come in.
Yeah, you'd have to send an ambulance when you have a crisis like that.
Yeah.
Where you had that much difficulty landing the plane. Somebody could be injured. Somebody suggested maybe we should count unmorphed powers. That's not a bad idea. But we don't want to have too many things to count either, so we'll have to slim this list down.
Yeah, because I'm gonna miss a bunch of it.
I mean, you guys feel free to keep. I mean, I will help you out. I want you to keep track of it because I'm in the comments, but don't feel like you have to pick up all of them. I just want you to write them all down.
Yeah, if I could get you to post the list somewhere so they could see it, so that way they can help us if we miss
everybody can help us out. Yeah. When people notice a thing we don't notice, especially if we have any technical difficulties or anything where an episode's not playing great.
Yeah. So we'll put together a master list after we get this worked out. We're still figuring it out, but.
Yep. This monster is bizarre.
Is that his mouth?
He's got tonsil snakes.
Yeah.
That's absolutely horrifying. A for the apple. See, usually it's like a mystery we have to solve where it's like, I wonder what that's apples for, but this time Jason just already knew it because we didn't do that part of it. I'm assuming this is all stuff they figured out off screen.
while she was trying to land, yeah. There was a whole scene where they're like,
the apple.
They shoot at everything else except for the apple.
But there was a lot of conjecture about how to beat that monster that we just didn't see. That's hilarious. David says that monster looks like a He-Man villain. I agree with that completely. He is all tongue.
Nice to see Kimberly use her weapon separately from the group weapon. I like that. I wish they did that more.
Did we design this entire episode around the fact that in the Sentai footage we had one bit where Kimberly does a cool, or the Pink Ranger does a cool thing?
So it has to be a Kimberly episode.
That guy's got a mullet.
He's doing a good job.
With his mullet, just having a mullet?
I mean, he's pulling it off. He's getting Kimberly.
Oh, okay.
I love that Zach's shirt is like a Power Ranger shirt. It has all the colors.
Because we haven't had Bulk and Skull do enough dumb stuff this episode. We still have to make sure and spill food on them. Yep. All right,
they
so
did
there's
nothing wrong. They just walked in and got food spilled on them.
Well, folks, there's a couple of they shouldn't have been in that airplane distracting Kimberly, passing out and stuff. Well, folks, that is it for today's episode of Morphin Mania. If you're watching this after the fact, of course, we are batch shooting these. So if you're watching this live, stick around because we're gonna come back in just a few minutes and do another one for you.
Not me though.
Yeah, Jason's gonna go to bed, but DJ and I will be back with you in a couple of minutes. A couple of pretty mediocre, not great episodes. We got Dark Warrior next time. He's pretty cool. So it'll be yeah, I don't know, still a pretty standard episode, but maybe a little bit more fun. So anyway, but we enjoyed it. Hope you did as well. We will be back tomorrow for another Morphin Mania if you are watching this after the fact. In the meantime, thanks a lot for watching, guys, live or otherwise. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Jason.
And I'm third. I'm DJ.
And we will be right back in about 5 minutes or so if you are hanging out with us live. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.